focus on yourself. You got to focus on yourself. And focusing on yourself is one of those things that I've learned is so ridiculously important. Don't let what people think of you get into your head. Don't let what people are doing outside of you, and don't let what others are doing reflect onto you. Don't let other people get into your head. Focus on yourself. You see, every single time, and I mean every time, that we lose focus on our own path, every time that we lose focus on our passion, every time that we lose focus on ourselves, that's the very start to our depression. That's the very start to our anxiety. That's the very start to anything in our lives that's negative. When we focus and we let other people get into our mentalities and get into our heads. Well, why do we do this? A lot of it has to do with society. A lot of it has to do with our family. We want to be accepted. We want to be accepted by the people that love us. We want to be accepted by our family. We want to be accepted by our friends. We want to be accepted by people at work. We want to be accepted. One thing that nobody teaches you, that I'm going to teach you, is that you need to accept yourself before others do. That means in relationships. That means in love. If you don't accept yourself and you don't focus on yourself and you don't love yourself, that's the very start to anything bad in your life. Because other people, one thing that we're not taught is that you don't have to help everybody. And I know some people, for example, in my entire life, I've been a people pleaser. I've wanted to please other people. And I've done that because not only did I want to be accepted, but part of me likes to help people. And part of me likes to see other people smile. But if you're bleeding and somebody else is bleeding out and they got to get rushed to the hospital, I know that they have to get rushed. But what about you? When you're on a plane, they tell you, you put your life vest on first before you attend to your child, before you attend to somebody else. Why? Because if you're not good, then how the hell are you supposed to be good for somebody else? If you aren't able to take care of yourself, if you aren't able to be there for yourself, it's impossible for you to fully be there for somebody else, because all that focusing on other people, it's draining. And not only is it draining, but it takes away from what's so good about you. It takes away from your own energy. We shouldn't only focus on ourselves, but we shouldn't take in every single person's opinion as something that we need to follow for ourselves. For example, somebody talked to me the other day and they were telling me, I really like your music and everything. I really like what's going on, but I think you should do this. You should do X, Y, and Z. You should be releasing this type of music. You should be doing this. In my previous life, I've always been somebody where I'm like, okay, this person's saying I should do this. Maybe I listen to them. But if your intuition is telling you something else, if your gut is telling you something else, why the hell are you following somebody else? It doesn't matter even if they have evidence for themselves. If you don't have evidence for yourself for something that they're going to say to you, or if you have a certain opinion about something, even if it's not right, you should stand on how you feel. Don't take in somebody else's opinion just because you want to be accepted by them, or don't take in somebody else's opinion because it seems right or because they're saying it is. A lot of times we listen to other people and we don't not only ask ourselves, well, what do we want? But we don't look at them and say, well, you're saying this, but what evidence do you have that this is going to work? What are you doing? Sometimes people like to switch the focus. Sometimes people like to put the focus on you so that they don't have to worry about themselves. You should do this. You should do that. I should do whatever the hell I want to do. And so should you. Don't let others' opinions and others' views and others' perspectives of what you should be doing and how you should be moving. Don't let that get to you. Because what it's doing is it's hurting you. And it's putting you in a spot where you're not able to fully not only be yourself, but express your energy because you're trying to put on an act. You're trying to put on a cover for somebody else. Don't put on a cover. Make your own music.